Well, this is like a compelling thing, though.
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
for sure. I mean,
this is like a prime thing to lead with.
100%. Yes.
This is like.
But
fun.
I think that there's other things to talk about too.
Sure. Right. But I think this is like the majority of the podcast.
For sure, this will be like the large sum of the podcast.
Yeah, so it's fine to lead with it.
Yes. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2.
I want to make this clear to anybody who's watching it. There's no pulling punches for this one. If you don't want to listen to like Spider-Man stuff,
spoiler,
you gotta
Jake Paul knocked out Tyron Woodley.
That is pretty funny, huh?
Yeah.
To knock out another 40-year-old man again.
Yes. I don't know why that guy just doesn't go to an old man home and just start beating the fuck out of everybody.
Might as well at that point.
Just senior citizens, you guys aren't safe.
I don't know what time at this moment the Spider-Man stuff is going to be over.
Go into the description if you do not want spoilers. I guess let's not even make this call yet. Let's talk about it as vaguely as possible. Talk about what we can without spoiling it.
Okay.
Which will be about a 5-minute segment.
That's perfect.
At
That's
most.
perfect for the open. This is what I wanted to say.
This is strictly a movie that, if you have not seen it, there's very little to actually talk about. We can give our impressions on it, but outside of that, we'll give a non-spoiler for the first 5 minutes, and then in the description we'll have a skip ahead. But we will end up spoiling this entire movie with our own twist on it. We're going to put in what we want. Okay.
This is what I wanted to say to you, yes, that not a lot of people have brought up.
Okay.
So, even prior to this movie,
yeah,
and prior to honestly a couple movies, Kevin Feige probably is already the greatest movie producer of all time. I mean, it's not even arguable.
I don't think it's that close.
It's not even. It's not even that close.
Who are other movie producers even? Give me
Harvey Weinstein.
Okay, that guy's pretty good.
But
how many bitches?
Steven Spielberg.
How many bitches is fucking Kevin Feige?
Lucas. So
Steven Spielberg's good, but I think that Kevin Feige's.
You can argue creatively, maybe. Right? Maybe
Kevin Feige's definitely.
But in terms of sheer numbers,
yes,
of dollar making,
yes,
and getting people in seats and watching it, nobody's even close.
Nobody probably will ever come close.
Won't even come close. You can't even argue that. And now, with Endgame behind us, Infinity War behind us, this guy has somehow managed to impress me again, in a moment, in a way that I didn't expect. I can be very more specific, but I don't want to keep going.
He dropped a movie that we collectively, I think I've heard this from a lot of people, but it was something that you said, I think even during the podcast at one point, when the whole Infinity War saga was over, you were like, it feels nice because I'm not as invested now. Mm-hmm. I'm fine. It's whatever. I'm not that invested. I can check out, kind of.
Yes.
Whereas before, it was every single screening, fucking every Thursday, we'd fucking be there to watch them immediately.
And hey, I'm still doing that.
You're still doing that.
But it doesn't have the same allure to it.
Yeah, they drop things like Black Widow and...
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Eternals. Shang-Chi's pretty good, but still, it's not the same. Doesn't have the same luster.
They dropped this movie.
Sure.
And I think that with the way that it ended, the way that it went, it kind of reinvigorated all fans.
Sure.
I think it's unanimous at this point. It's like a movie that has just
really
brought people back in.
It's really hard to even talk about vaguely, because I feel like any sense of how you my feelings of it will just spoil the movie.
I mean,
so get out any other extra things that you want.
If you don't want anything, just skip right away.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're going to do it vague for a bit.
Okay.
I mean, in general, the things that we can talk about is villains were shown. The villains were phenomenal. Willem Dafoe put on a fucking phenomenal performance. Literally one of the best performances, I think, in the MCU.
I would argue better than his first time.
No, way better.
Yeah.
Better maybe not way better, but definitely better.
Better than his first time.
He just plays crazy.
Jamie Foxx back in his role. Maybe you know what? I don't know Electro in the comics.
Yeah.
But from the representation I got from him in Amazing Spider-Man 2, significantly better.
Yes, so much better. That was, I think, out of all characters that were in this movie that like came back, he was by far the biggest improvement. By far.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So I do have a few things. This was something that it didn't occur to me until I watched reviews, so I can't fully take credit for it, but I did feel this way. When I was midway through this movie, I will say this, there was a little bit of a lull that I think is getting slept on.
It's not a...
That's getting slept
This movie is not perfect by any means.
Yes.
It's not like a... Oh my God! This like Infinity War, I feel like is pretty much a perfect movie, and the most lull part of it is like maybe 5 minutes of Wanda and Vision, and you immediately like, it's like the most nitpicky thing, and it's not even that big of a deal.
Yeah.
This movie, a little bit more of a lull.
This movie starts good. There's a little midsection where it's just like, all right, kind of cheesy, kind of what we expected when they like. Said all these
I want you to be
villains.
more specific in a bit because I don't know what you're saying.
This is because of the villains.
So
we know that there's villains back, and there was this middle part where they were like kind of, getting the villains and all that. So,
okay.
And that part was a little bit. It wasn't like it was kind of lackluster.
Okay.
I mean, comparatively speaking.
Yeah.
And then but as soon as that cuts. It's just like the back half of that movie is if that back half of the movie was the whole movie, it's one of the it's for sure like probably my top 3 movies period, like all movies period.
People might still say like Spider-Verse is the greatest Spider-Man movie through and through. It probably is.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2, maybe it's better. I don't know. Like I'm gonna need some like time away from it.
Yes.
But to say that this movie is bad is wrong. To say it's like not good, wrong. To say it's just like it's one of the greats for sure.
Yeah.
You know?
I still I mean we can do lists and stuff like once we go through like a full review of it. But I mean this is my number 2 movie now. Spider-Verse number 1.
That's number 1 for you?
Yes.
Okay.
I have my list is way different than everybody else's. Because I don't hold Sam Raimi as high.
I guess let's do lists now because they're not really spoilers.
Yeah.
Basically, the end of it is we both like it. It's pretty good.
Yeah, we like it. I do want to rewatch it. So I because right now I'm trying to be as like I don't want to hype it up too much until I watch it a second time.
Yeah.
Because the amount of emotions I felt through this movie, it was hard to digest all the content that I received.
You want to do your list first, or you want me to do mine?
List of all the Spider-Man?
Yeah, I can do mine.
So
worst to best.
Worst to best. Worst is I'm going to give it to Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
Then next worst, Spider-Man 3 for me.
Okay.
I have to do best. Best is easier.
I know it is.
Best is way easier.
I know, but I know it is, but I like the tension building.
Yeah, I know.
The tension building's funner.
Like if I
do yours, fine. I know you mentally can't get there. I know you're not strong.
If I listed it off, okay. So first best is I'm going to give it to Spider-Verse. I just think that Spider-Verse through and through just did a comic movie perfectly in a very unexpected way because going animated, you always are. At least I myself am detached from animated movies a little bit more, or animated shows. I'm just always going to be slightly detached from them. And for them to like make such a perfect movie like that, great. Number 2, currently, maybe after a second watch through, might fall down, is most recent No Way Home. Then it's Spider-Man 2 for me. Homecoming. Spider-Man 1. That might get like people turning.
Yeah.
Homecoming for me was like a perfect. That's what I wanted my Spider-Man to be.
Yeah.
Always like, I got this more childish.
I have a little bit. When we get into the spoiler part, I have a little bit to talk about that movie specifically and the grand scope of it. Yeah. But keep going.
That movie, although it was just what I wanted from Peter Parker. I mean, this young Peter Parker, young looking, young sounding.
It's going to build off of that as well.
Naive-ish. Like very, very good to me. And then the Vulture was a phenomenal fucking villain.
Yeah, I mean, Michael Keaton kind of crushed it.
Destroyed that. So Spider-Man Homecoming, then Spider-Man 1, and then Amazing Spider-Man 2.
You're missing Far From Home.
Far From Home. Oh, Far From Home's after Spider-Man 1.
Okay. Mine, I'm going to go in reverse.
Okay.
Amazing Spider-Man 2. Amazing Spider-Man 1.
Yep.
Those easily.
You dropped those both right. I see.
They're the two lowest to me. Toby, I like him too much.
Yeah.
I don't care. Nostalgic, whatever. Hey, Spider-Man 3 is the next worst one for me.
Yes.
But I like that movie. I mean, it is fucking. I love it.
You know what? I
don't care.
I like Amazing Spider-Man 1 more than I like Spider-Man 3.
Okay, that's fine.
I enjoy that movie more.
Yeah, hey, I just rewatched them all, and the things that are great about those movies sometimes are greater than the things I've seen in like the Tobey Maguire stuff, like between Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield. But hey, you don't get credit for just a little bit of the movie. You gotta go the whole thing.
Great casting, but I just think all around.
And honestly, like when you watch them back to back to back, the goofy shit that's happened in Spider-Man 3, it doesn't seem as goofy when you're watching like the Green Goblin, like I'll get you, Spider-Man. Like it's all like it's all kind of like that. So you're not really like what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
So those are the bottom three. Mm-hmm. Then, God, I mean, by that, like it's weird to put like this one next, but it might be Spider-Man 1.
Yeah.
It might be.
That's fine.
Far From Home is the next one. They like swap for me.
Yeah. They're very similar. They're as far as like how I
let's put Far From Home the next one and then Spider-Man 1.
Yeah.
As of right now.
Yeah.
Far From Home is pretty good. Yes. And I feel like that movie made more money than Spider-Man 3, and it feels like nobody saw it. Isn't that weird?
It's weird to me because there is just tiers to the Spider-Man. Because what is there? Is there 8 in total now?
We just did this. Is it 7 or 8?
It's 8, I think.
Yeah, you're probably right.
It's 2, 3, 3. So 8. The bottom...
No, 9 with Spider-Verse.
Oh, 9 with Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
And that's actually perfect because I think that the top 3 kind of stand like so far ahead. Like if you break them up, it makes sense. Like if you mix around those 3, that's fine. But like I feel like
I mean, you're right. My top 3 are those 3.
Yes.
So I'll just break off the rest of the list. Obviously, Homecoming's here is the 4th, right? And then here's the controversial aspect, right? Spider-Verse is my 3rd.
Okay.
Spider-Man 2 is the next one, and then currently, right now, as of like December 20th, 2021.
Yeah.
It's No Way Home. That's the best one for me. I mean, it's flawed for sure.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I said
actually, your top 3 is different than mine because
it is.
Homecoming's my 3rd.
Yeah. Oh wait. Oh, because Spider-Man 2 isn't.
Yeah. I hold Spider-Man 2 a little bit lower.
Yeah, but I mean, those are the top 3. I mean, like, it's a subjective thing, but, like, those are probably the top 3. Like, all within their respected... Sorry, Andrew, you didn't get a chance to shine to be in there.
Unfortunate.
But, all right. Is there anything else you want to say before we cut the spoilers?
No, we can get into it.
You want to go first or me? Because I can finish off the Kevin Feige.
Let's give it another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
This will actually help you so that way you can break it up.
Sure.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. All the Spider-Man are in it.
Yeah, I mean that's obvious.
That's obvious. It was. I proposed this question to you and it upset you prior, but now that it can't be spoiled, what would have been more of a spoiler?
Yeah.
Going into it, hearing that the 3 weren't like all 3 Spider-Man aren't in it. Or that they are in it at the time. Prior.
They're both evenly spoiling the movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Which, I mean, is kind of...
They both spoil it the exact same.
I think that
they both reveal it at the exact same... Like, did they just... They're the same coin. Yeah. They're just the opposite side. The question never made any sense to me.
This was... The thing is, more often than not, like, telling you...
Which one are you more upset about?
Like, beforehand, in, like... Say in Thor Ragnarok, before like anything was released, they said, "Hey, the Hulk's not in the movie." That'd be like whatever.
Well, that one's tough because he's in the fucking advertising. Let me think of a better example.
No, because prior to the advertisement,
right?
And then you get
because it was rumored. Yeah, sure.
And then you get this, it's us. You telling me that there's Doc Ock and then the other two aren't in there after like everything from day one that it kind of was leaked that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire aren't in it. That would have been such a big spoiler for me, and also probably would have fucking made my dick limp.
Yeah, so everything was spoiled, right? Everything was rumored.
Yes.
I had kind of like I distanced myself as far away from it as possible, and just like went in my brain like this is when it finally it turned for me when I was like, all right, Andrew Garfield might be in it. Was there was photos that leaked of him, right? It's like a 3-second frame, like a couple frames from he's like in blue, like a blue. It's like a blue screen background, and he's in the Spidey suit with his like mask off.
Yeah.
The Corridor Digital guys broke down that photo because he went on Jimmy Fallon and he was like, "It's a Photoshop. It's not real." Yeah. So they were like, "Let's try to recreate this with deepfake, with Photoshop, do it as good as you can do it."
Yeah.
And basically, they concluded like
it wasn't a Photoshop.
Yeah, if it's not, I mean, it's like the greatest Photoshop they've ever seen. Yeah. Based on like the lighting, the shadows, they couldn't replicate it like pitch perfect. And I was like, "Fuck!" Like
he's probably in it.
All right, Toby might not be in it, but Andrew's in it.
If
Andrew was just in it, would have been fine.
Yeah.
But the fact that they got them all, pretty nice.
Jumping ahead a little bit, and then we'll backtrack.
Yeah.
Andrew was better than Toby anyway.
Sure.
Always has been, always will be.
Always has been, always will be.
But yeah, no, I mean the Spanish cut or the Brazilian cut was just true. Like
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I got it. I saw it, and the lizard, his head moves like he clearly gets punched by somebody else.
I did see the TikTok, right, where it is the scene from The Incredibles where Dash is in the teacher's office, right, the principal's office, and the teacher is going frame by frame to like say, "There he is, he just moved," right, and everybody in the room is like, "What are you talking about?" But Dash is sitting there knowingly that he like put a tack under the teacher's desk. So they clip out they get rid of like Dash in that, and they put the Brazilian trailer frame by frame, the lizard getting hit in the face, right? Oh. And he goes right there, and then everybody's like, "I don't know what you're talking about," and then it's Andrew Garfield like smirking.
That's pretty.
That's a good little.
Pretty good, but sucks. It
yeah.
sucks that it's a little bit of a spoiler.
Right, but I mean, it's like that's pretty good.
So to go a little bit more in depth to what I was saying is the movie starts off, and I really like that it starts off directly after Far From Home, which I really like because it literally is the end of Far From Home is the start of No Way Home.
Yeah,
and I like that a lot. And then you get the scene where MJ's getting surrounded and fucking Tom Holland's like, "Oh shit, let's get out of here."
Yeah.
And you just get like this swinging scene that I'm just like, dude, this is so quirky. I love it. Like it was like,
why do you say quirky?
She's like freaking out like, "Oh my god." And it like feels like you're playing like a Spider-Man game almost. And then like him going down in the subway because she just like doesn't like the heights of being like in the city, like swinging around. I love that.
Yeah,
it was great. Him interacting with Doctor Strange, phenomenal. Loved it. Just all in all. But then when you get to the point where they're gathering up all the villains, it just seemed like pretty fan servicey there, and like callback after callback. And a little bit like just not great. Like it wasn't awesome. It wasn't sweet. It just was a little bit of a lull. Then when he finally decides, there's this change where he is like, "Oh, I'm going to help these guys." That's when I was like, "All right, this is pretty cool."
When he's going to go help the villains?
Yes, when he takes them into their apartment.
So you're saying the lull was when he was capturing the villains?
Yes.
I actually feel like the lull was right in the beginning. Because when he went out to capture the villains, like dealing with Doc Ock, and then getting like
dealing with Doc Ock was fine,
was great. And then when he got to like fight Electro, and then Sandman shows up, I actually liked all of it.
There was like two lulls because I mean,
I feel like personally the pacing issues were I don't know, like them in school, you know, having to deal with it. But like I don't know, I gotta rewatch it.
I gotta rewatch it, but I remember like it was after the Doc Ock, obviously. The Doc Ock scene, great.
Yeah,
loved it.
Sure.
But then like the capturing of Electro and all that, I didn't like. It was like meh. It was very mid for me. But yeah, I mean, and then also like the Green Goblin like everything, like him being at the food shelter. That was just like whatever.
Well,
it was a bit.
It was it set up the nice heel turn
for sure.
Let me expand on what I was talking about with the Kevin Feige stuff.
Okay.
Why I think it's so impressive is as the rumors were coming out, right?
Yes.
The leaked photos of Andrew and Toby, all the villains.
Yep.
Then at one point they're like, Daredevil from like the Netflix show is going to be in it.
There's a stick in this scene.
Like, I was like, okay. It literally felt like for a while, like every other week, another little piece of information of the movie kept coming out. And I was like, okay, like, you're going to tell me that they're going to get all of the Spider-Mans, all of the villains. Daredevil's going to make a cameo. They're going to, like, have all the characters that they have fucking set up from the home trilogy, like, including the teachers. Like, they're all on the cast list. And they're bringing back J. Jonah Jameson. That's already confirmed, right?
Yeah.
I was like, you're going to tell me that they're going to have all these people in the movie, and it's, like, they think it's going to work and not being clusterfuck.
Yeah.
That's literally what I was thinking. Mm-hmm. And they had all of them in that. It felt all natural. It felt like characters didn't skip a beat.
Yeah.
They were like right where they left off within their own movies. Pretty much seamless. Little hiccups with maybe like Sandman and the Lizard. But the fact that they had like, I don't know, nothing to do kind of made them more interesting to me.
I'd say even just Lizard.
Yeah, like Lizard.
I like Sandman.
And honestly, like I liked Lizard. I like the fucking Lizard. Here's why I like him.
Okay.
Because in his movie, right, his fucking morals and like logic as a lizard doesn't make any sense anyways. If you watch that movie, he's just like, I want to make all of New York lizards, right? He has
and
no...
that gets poked fun at, which I really like.
It's like, what the fuck is that? And then you're like, what is he doing now? Just like, I don't know, he's a fucking lizard, man. Like, that's what he's doing.
He's just a lizard.
Let him
be a bad lizard.
That's it.
He's a little bad lizard.
Like, who gives a fuck, right?
Yeah. That is a good point. I mean, I don't think that's a unique thought, because I also saw a...
and here's the next part to
okay.
it. So, that being said, right, he did that within the MCU, which is like so many working parts.
Yes.
But then on top of it, added working with Sony, a whole nother movie studio. That's crazy.
Yes.
He's already done it twice, right?
Yeah.
But got all these actors to come, like none of them had any ties to the MCU.
Yes.
Right? None of them. Got them all to come back. Mm-hmm. Worked within Sony's
contract and everything, yeah.
Did all that.
Yes.
And let's be just straight up. The Amazing Spider-Man was a failure.
Yes.
All because of Sony, right? Mm-hmm. The Spider-Man 3.
Solely because of Sony too.
Spider-Man 3 pretty much was like, hey, it made a lot of money, but that was one of the first movies that I remember critically panned online, right?
Yeah.
Completely they took garbage. He basically took garbage from those and built upon that and made it redeemed so many things from the fixed those problems while making a good movie, built on them and made you want more.
For sure.
It's crazy.
To build off of that, I so much respect to Kevin Feige.
It's crazy.
The Sony thing is something that I haven't heard.
Yeah.
The crazy thing to me is to get all these people, right? And the thing that I go into it is lots of villains. I mean, it's the Spider-Man failure. It's set up kind of ish for failure. The only thing that we know is that there's a lot of Spider-Man villains.
Yeah.
And the only thing that we know about Spider-Man is the only thing to make it fail is throw too many villains in it.
Right. So you're saying, let me explain that point. You're saying Spider-Man 3, it failed because a lot of villains. Spider-Man 2 failed because a lot of villains.
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yes.
Then they go, let's fuck it, add them all in.
And this is like we go into that. We know Amazing Spider-Man 2 failed because of that. We know that Spider-Man 3 fails.
There's other reasons.
There's other reasons for sure. But then
too many cooks in the kitchen, kind of a thing.
To hear that and then just go, like, I'm excited. I'm so fucking excited because it is the MCU. MCU can't do wrong. But, like, also, hey, this is what fails Spider-Man's. This is what destroys fucking something so great, right? And then so much fucking respect to these actors because I think the biggest takeaway from this movie was that the actors were top to bottom fucking amazing. There was so many that I think that were better performances. Majority of them were better performances than their first. You know, I mean, with Doc Ock, I think, was a slightly worse. He was just because he was smaller.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with performance. It's just in terms of like screen time.
Great.
He like
still
every moment that he had, you're put right back to Spider-Man 2. You're never gonna get the train scene again. But like,
loved him still. But I mean, I'm just listing off. You know,
go ahead.
Outside of that one, literally every person, even from the home series, is like better than they've ever been before.
Yeah, bringing it.
You got Zendaya just go ahead. Just fucking killing it. You got Ned, don't know his real life name. He's killing it. Aunt May, fucking amazing. You got fucking Jacob. That is correct, yes. Tom Holland, probably the best Spider-Man performance that we've seen ever. And I don't think that one's that debatable.
That's a hot take, I think, for some people. But go ahead. I'm fine with that.
I don't think
I've already said it was my favorite movie.
Because even then, I can agree with maybe a different movie being somebody else's favorite. But like Tom Holland's performance in this is just fucking top to bottom.
You know
great.
What? Maybe one of the reasons why all these villains work and all those performances are able to like thrive and like breathe. Mm-hmm. It might be because they had like all those previous movies to like
build off
to build off of, because they don't have to reestablish anything. They can just like jump right in.
Yeah, I mean, like there was this issue with the Amazing Spider-Man where we just redid Spider-Man's origin story.
Yeah,
and this isn't my thought. This was taken from a different video that I watched, but I fully fucking encapsulated and love it. And I did kind of have the thought afterwards and voiced it, but it's so cool because we went, through those two series, Sam Raimi and Amazing Spider-Man, and we were like, okay, well, we got this Spider-Man origin story. And we're like, oh, Spider-Man's origin story is just like Iron Man in this one throughout the first two. And then when this movie finishes, you go, oh, all three of these movies were a Spider-Man origin story, and we didn't even fucking know it. Like this just created Spider-Man.
It did, and it works really well. I gotta say though, it was not the plan. Okay, and maybe. let me explain.
But I still
go ahead. Sorry,
I want to stick to the actors because I want to break off to that.
Sure.
I want the ending to be for the ending.
Go ahead.
But like I said, all the actors just giving off great performances. Like I said, Tom Holland, Willem Dafoe, like I said early with the non-spoiler part, probably the greatest MCU performance in my opinion.
I want to say one thing about this. One of the things that like these movies, I mean, just things that didn't work before or were mishandled a little bit. Even Spider-Man 1, a great movie. Mm-hmm. Green Goblin was just like treated with like such more respect and given such like just made more menacing and just like
he wasn't as comic booky in this one.
He was just like ruthless.
Yeah.
And one part that a lot of people had issues with that very first Spider-Man movie, it never bothered me as a kid. Still doesn't really bother me now. Love that movie. Mm-hmm. It's the classic comic book kid like death of Gwen Stacy.
Yes.
Green Goblin gives Peter the choice, save Gwen Stacy or save the children, right? From like dropping from the train cart or whatever.
Yes.
Peter goes to save the children, and then when going to save Gwen Stacy, snaps her neck, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's how she dies.
Yeah.
And then Green Goblin goes like, "It's your fault. Like, this is your doing. You snapped her neck, right?" Mm-hmm. Now, that was ruined in the Spider-Man movie because Peter saved both of them.
Yeah.
He's given a choice, and like he doesn't get punished for the choice.
Yeah.
In this movie, Peter makes a choice and is punished for it.
Yeah.
Where Aunt May like inevitably dies, and the person who like does it is Green Goblin.
Yeah.
Not only Green Goblin, the Willem Dafoe Goblin, who like he never got to do it. Like he
never really took anything from Peter.
Right.
Like in
like
that first movie.
they made Green Goblin again his definitive villain.
Yeah.
And hey, Doc Ock is also like a great definitive villain.
Yes.
And hey, even fucking Venom.
Yeah.
But like this Spider-Man's villain is Green Goblin.
Green Goblin, I mean, in general though, I mean, in the comic books, his definitive, most
arch enemy,
arch nemesis is just Green Goblin.
And there you go.
And like also the thing that I think that isn't like touched on enough, because Willem Dafoe is kind of passed up Tom Holland a bit for me, I think, when I'm ranking all the actors.
Like who did the
best in this movie? But I think that it could go back and forth all day, and to not put them on the same tier is just like absurd because they were just so fucking standout. But the thing that I think that I slept on initially was the chemistry between them. Like, I don't even know what to call that. Anti-chemistry?
No, that's chemistry. That is chemistry.
It's still chemistry, yeah.
Between Willem Dafoe
and Tom Holland.
Sure.
Like this pure fucking hatred that just like comes over him because of what he took from him.
Sure.
And at this point, I mean, we'll get into it, but Tom Holland has probably lost more than any of the Spider-Man now. Like, he just lost so fucking much. And there's only really one person to blame, which is that Green Goblin.
Yeah.
It's insane. But yeah, I mean, the acting just phenomenal. As you stated, Aunt May died.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the biggest like spoil in the movie.
Just because it's the one thing that nobody like hinted at.
Yeah. So
hey, question: Uncle Ben exists, right? He must have died.
I don't think in the same way in this universe.
Maybe not the same way. He didn't get like shot, right? And like Peter could have stopped it.
Yes.
But Uncle Ben for sure did exist, I think, and died. Yeah. We just will never have, which is fine. We don't need it.
I'm fine with it. I mean, and also maybe Uncle Ben was a piece of shit in this universe.
Hey, maybe.
Hey, maybe he knocked
maybe
up Look how bad Aunt May was. Like maybe he just knocked her up.
Just a scumbag.
Maybe Ben is still out there and he's just fucking bitches.
Yeah.
All right. That's how I'm going to remember Ben.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe.
That's how I'm going to remember my Uncle Ben.
Hung
and fucking bitches.
Yeah.
But you get this Uncle Ben origin story from Aunt May, which I really, really like. It's a little bit of a twist.
Oh, because we actually have like development with Aunt May, and she's like a character, and like I don't know, like great moments. Marissa Tomei, pretty great actress.
Yeah.
Does a pretty good job in this movie.
Pretty fucking good. She gets killed, like you said, by Green Goblin, and it's after this like turn where he's trying to help these villains, get them back to normal, quote unquote, which are, it's always the villain arc where they go, "Oh, I'm not normal. I'm fine with."
No, Green Goblin says it the best, right? It's like they're not. They're not curses; they're gifts.
Yeah, and so like Green Goblin and him have this fight, and Green Goblin's just throwing him through fucking floor after floor.
Yeah,
it's fucking great. And then
I didn't think they were gonna kill Aunt May. I really didn't.
I don't know. I would have preferred it. Maybe it was great this way.
Wait, you wanted Ned to die?
I wanted her to get impaled.
Oh, I thought you. Okay, I thought you were gonna say something else.
I think that it would have hit me better if she would have gotten impaled right there.
Yeah, but they wanted the line.
Yeah, but which I'm good with. I'm fine with. But they're just going at it. His glider comes in, throws her into a wall, and I go. I thought that she died right there. I thought that she was just dead.
Just like obliterated.
I went,
exploded.
What the fuck? And then she got up, and I was like, oh goddamn,
And then she wasn't talking right, and I was like,
literally the strongest woman alive.
Did they fuck this up? Like, her audio's fucked up or something?
Yeah,
she ain't talking good.
And then she gives with great power comes She says it incorrectly.
No, she says it actually comic book accurately.
Is it?
That's what it is. It's like ripped out of the page.
Oh,
Type
really?
thing. Yeah.
I
So
like that
that's-
then.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, and now it makes me like the line a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I did like it either way.
Keep making points. I'll look it up.
Because she gives that line, and it's just this heartfelt scene. I mean, Tom Holland has just proven 2 times now that heartfelt scenes, that guy just nails them, especially in the MCU. I mean, when he drifts away with Iron Man, and he goes, "Oh, I don't want to go," dude, fucking crazy. And then, like, how sad he is, like, you feel his pain after this Aunt May death, and it fills you with, like, this emotion, which is what I was talking about with the emotion. Like,
Here is the direct quote from the page. And a lean, silent figure slowly fades, and the gathering darkness aware at last that in this world, with great power, there must all... Hold on. With great power, there must also come great responsibility.
yes, which is what she says.
So yeah, it's directly like it's from Stanley. Like he wrote that one.
Which is great, because then...
You thought it was like messed up?
Yeah. Well, I mean, even then, I was like, oh, that's just the way that they're, like, saying
Yeah.
it in this. And then we'll get to it. Gets, like, brought back. And, but then right after that, like, you're feeling this pain. He's gone. They can't find him. Ned can somehow open up portals, which is, like, fine.
Hey, right? I know some people are upset about it, right?
Yes, for sure.
They're upset because like the Sorcerer Supreme, he needed to be trapped on on the top of Mount Rushmore. What is it?
Mount Everest.
Mount Everest. Mount Rushmore.
He's just chilling with. He's so
Mount Everest.
terrified of George Washington. He's like, "Oh fuck, big George Washington face! I gotta get out of here."
But hey, I think that like, hey, is it like a little bit of a cop out? Sure.
Yeah.
For sure. You can be nitpick
yeah,
it. But hey,
end product.
Wait, think about it like this, right? Doctor Strange, an asshole, thinks he knows better than anybody, right? He's just so like stubborn and blocked.
I mean, even when Ned says, "Hey, there's magic in my family," and sometimes I get tingles in my fingers.
Ned already believes he's magical, right?
Yeah.
Stephen Strange was so broken in his ways that he didn't even believe it until he was like forced to believe it.
Yeah.
I'm fine with Ned just like being like, "What the? Oh, look at this! I'm a little magical."
Look at what I can do.
So like, and then also once Stephen Strange fucking becomes, he's all like instantly the Sorcerer Supreme. So like, if people are mad about like,
Yeah.
so
he can open a portal and he becomes Sorcerer Supreme.
so it took him a little bit to open a portal.
yeah.
Ned got in his first try. Steven turned fucking time in that movie
Yeah.
on his first try.
Yeah.
Nobody's upset about it. Get over it. It's like a little bit of a plot contrivance to get Andrew and Toby.
For sure. And he says, "Where's Peter Parker?" Or
Yeah.
whatever.
I just want to see Peter or something.
Give me Peter Parker. Something along those lines. I don't know the fucking exact quote.
Yeah.
Sue me. And opens up a portal. You see a Spider-Man in an alley. He turns around. You go, "Oh fuck. Oh fuck. That's not fucking Tom Holland's suit.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's not Tom Holland's suit." He looks through, he comes over kind of quirky, jumps in, pulls off his mask. Fucking Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
One of our buddies has the fucking nerve to go, "Well, that's not even the good one." I wanted to turn around, punch him in the fucking temple, end his life right there. We get a little,
Because then the good one comes.
we get a little banter, and then a little bit later, Peter Parker again. We get Tobey Maguire. He's just
When he was just in the street clothes, I was a little upset. I was like,
yeah.
is this motherfucker not going to...
He's not going to be a Spider-Man for us. This guy's not going to be a
Come
Spider-Man.
on, you know he does it.
Yeah. I mean, and it gives us a great line.
Can I, oh yeah, the youth pastor line?
Yeah. So then these guys go, and they all go to comfort Tom Holland.
Yeah.
They go back and forth, and he was like, "And I can still hear her voice. She told me, with great power." And then Tobey Maguire finishes it with, "Comes great responsibility." It's like, fuck yeah.
Oh, and then Toby was like, Uncle Ben used to say that.
Yeah.
Right.
And that fills both me and you, and I know this because we'll get to a little story here, with a little bit of emotion to where our eyes water up, because there's a little bit of a lull after
So
this.
it's essentially like in between like Peter, all the Peters are like, we always go to a place high up to like think it out.
Yeah.
They find Peter Parker, and then they all like are joined together. So then they go back to the science lab to like start constructing the antidotes or like the, I don't know, the fucking little modules that they need to fix these guys.
Kind of predictable. We knew that it was, and I think that
also people are upset. I think people are upset how quickly they figured out how to like solve all of these things. Again, these are fucking 3 Peter Parkers.
3
of like some of the smartest people within the MCU.
I mean, if you get 3 Reed Richards together, they're
gonna crank a couple things out.
Yeah, they're going to do some things, especially since they have knowledge from failure and
years of it. Sometimes like you might be a little too close to the sun, then all of a sudden one of the Peter Parkers might go, "Oh, just do it this way."
Yes,
it's fine.
Yeah,
it's okay.
and you kind of knew that they were going to get together, and that's what they were doing.
But that's when we went to the bathroom,
and we knew that's time to go to the bathroom because we just came off this climax. Me and you piss. Look at you.
I sprint. I mean, I was like, I gotta go. Yeah. One of the reasons why you and I both had to use the bathroom is because both of us we snuck 2 beers in, and like we cranked these 2 beers. I was drinking water. Couldn't hold it anymore.
Yeah, I had to piss, and it was hurting my bladder so bad. I looked at you. Your eyes are red. My eyes are a little bit red. I go, that scene fucking kicked your ass too, huh? And you go, yeah, gotta go.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm not waiting for you.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't break a tear, but I was pretty close.
Yeah. I don't think maybe a tear ran down my face at one point through the movie. Yeah, it was just fucking, it was so much emotion, just like happiness, sadness. Like it was a sad scene, and then it's like, oh shit, this is fucking awesome seeing these 3 Spider-Man.
I mean, Toby interacting again with Alpha Molina, you know, that's great.
Yeah, you're looking good, kid.
Who of all the Spider-Man that have the greatest moments, it's hard to like say that Andrew Garfield didn't overshadow everybody when he saved MJ.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about it. I'll say it. It's great. Yeah.
It's fucking amazing. I mean, I'm the one person, I was the only person I think in the theater that we went to that as soon as that happened, I immediately go, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And like you just hear your girlfriend and the other 2 girls that were with,
I was laughing at you because I was like, I knew you were gonna like it.
Yeah. Well, because when they showed the scene of her falling, I'm not kidding, I pushed my chair back and I was like, no, what the fuck?
You thought she was gonna die?
Well, just like anything. I was like, why are they like reenacting this? Like, one, either they're going to fuck it up or something. Like, I was just like, this was the only redeeming factor of Amazing Spider-Man 2. Like, the only like great part about it was like,
Emma Stone and him.
Yeah,
sure.
And like breaking her fucking neck.
Yeah,
which was fucking sweet.
Yeah, it is good. It is all good.
That scene got me.
And
I was like,
Andrew going, like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "Yeah." And then her going, like, "Are you okay?"
Yes, that line, so fucking. Are you okay?
Yeah.
To Andrew and like. The guy's a good crier. He's a good crier.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah, he's a good crier. Like, I mean,
dude.
Andrew, if you rewatch those Amazing Spider-Man movies, you start realizing that guy knows how to cry. He knows how to cry well.
Good.
Tom cries pretty okay as well.
Yeah.
You know who doesn't? Toby. Not a great crier.
Not a good crier.
He's serviceable.
Yes.
And that's really like the... That's how you know if you're a good actor. You just got to cry and scream.
Mm-hmm. And probably the best scene in any Spider-Man movie ever.
What?
It's the banter between the 3 Spider-Man.
Oh, the cum shot joke?
The cum shot joke.
Sure.
Fucking all of it. Yeah, I fought an alien. Like, where does that come? It just comes out.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, this is like a real hassle. I have to make webs. I run out of webs.
And he's like, now that you mention it, I actually had like a web block before, and he's like, "What happened to that?" He's like, "Honestly, just like existential dread."
Yeah, like
which I was like, "That's pretty."
Just throwing like random jokes at
pretty correct, you know.
Like just the banter between the 3. At one point, it was sweet because the fight. I think that the fight could have gone a little bit longer. The end fight.
What about when
between like all of them?
What about when it's the action shots when all 3 of them drop. All 3 of them like do the Spider-Man pose.
Yeah.
And when they jump off and one Spider-Man throws his web for the other 2 to attach to it.
Yeah.
That shit's fucking raw.
Yeah.
And they're all swinging in like conjunction with each other. And I'm not entirely certain, but I think the way all three of them swing are like specific to their movies.
Yeah.
And I don't think you get that great of but I think you get a little bit of it. Just a little.
Well, it's also awesome because it starts off and like the first like minute of the fight, they just get their asses kicked. Which,
sure,
that's like every fight and fight. Like they're going to get their asses kicked, but they're getting their asses kicked by each other. Like they're accidentally like clotheslining one another because their webs are in the way, and like then they convene and like Tom Holland's like, hey, we have to like work together, and they're like, yeah, I've only really done this solo because both those Spider-Men have only fought solo. And
Toby fought with the new Goblin versus Venom and Sandman, but we're not. I mean, it's not really like a team.
Not really a team.
Yeah.
And then he goes, well, I have like experience working as a team because he's part of the
right. He's part of the Avengers.
He was like, I'm in the Avengers. They're its mightiest heroes, and they're like,
oh, great!
Awesome,
I'm glad you're the Avengers.
Great.
What's the Avengers?
One of the Avengers.
Yeah.
And he goes, it's like a group of like, and he goes, oh, a group?
They're making a band?
Like you're in Andrew Garfield. It's one of my favorite lines I've told you. You're like in a band?
Yeah.
And it's like, the way that he says it isn't in a sarcastic way.
No, it's like
it's like a
supportive.
Like a
that's amazing,
dude. I wish I was in a band type of way.
Yeah.
like one of those like, oh, I wish I was you. That'd be cool if I was in a band.
I was just listening to the Cosmonaut video about it before.
Oh, I didn't know that he even dropped a video.
And he was talking about how although they have great moments, this is really just Tom Holland's movie. You know, Tom Holland does shine. And when it comes to the final fight, I mean, Tom worked with, like, he literally has worked on a team. So that's the reason why he's, like, the leader in the end. Like, they look to him because, like, he actually has experience within this. And although Andrew Garfield shows, like, scene stealer, he never really overshadows Tom. Tom really gets his, like, moments to, like, when he fights Green Goblin and he tries to kill him. And, again, like, people are underrating Toby. Toby gets to stop him.
That scene,
it's great.
That scene is so fucking good.
It's great.
Where he's just bam, bam, beating, and you got Willem Dafoe just laughing, and it's just, oh my god, the fucking chills, and it's on
the best representation on Green Goblin.
And where are they fighting? On top of a fucking Captain America shield.
Sure.
His one fucking mentor that has taught him all this time, and then now you have two new mentors.
Sure.
You got Tobey Maguire going, hey man, like, don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't kill him. Like, do what's good. And then gets fucking oh my god.
Why Toby's spider sense doesn't work there? Who knows?
Bad spider sense.
Or bad spider sense. Maybe he knew it was coming but got stabbed anyways to prove a point to Tom Holland. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I gotta talk about the ending. Just to bring up a point that I wanted to talk about. Mm-hmm. It ends with essentially erasing everybody's mind that Peter Parker existed.
The initial spell that caused him.
Right. And it leaves us in a place where Tom, the arc is complete. He's he's a full realized Spider-Man. He's no longer like the Iron Boy. Yes. He's no longer any of the issues that anybody had. Anybody had. He's now the Spider-Man. He can he has to stand on his own 2 feet and has to he's gonna have problems. Mm-hmm. And we're gonna now see we leave Spider-Man in a great place, and he's like the familiar Peter Parker that we know.
Yes. So
the reason why they did this is for 2 reasons. One, it leaves the Spider-Man story open to tell a lot of new stories. You're not hindered by the MCU. He doesn't have to be this world savior. He doesn't constantly need to fucking fight Thanos. Yeah. He can fight street level villains.
You fought an alien in space?
Yeah.
You were in space?
Yeah, I'm still the whole space thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can just he can fight street level villains and it'd be a really compelling story.
Yeah. You don't have. You're able to have a Spider-Man movie where it's Spider-Man. You don't have to throw Nick Fury in there. You don't have to throw Doctor Strange or Iron Man.
Here's the next part is Kevin Feige just has this ability to understand what the general audience needs when they need it.
Yeah.
Because how often were you hearing people just saying, like, this is Iron Man Jr., like, he's not, this isn't, like, Spider-Man. Like, it's as far removed from Spider-Man as possible. I mean, there's this fucking YouTube channel, High Top Films, that literally is, his whole fucking, like, subscriber base is just built on the fact that he hates the MCU Spider-Man.
Yeah.
For, like, this reason.
Which is crazy.
Hey, he has his opinion. I disagree completely.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
I am upset that people keep forgetting when Homecoming and Civil War came out, those, like, the first iterations that we had of the MCU Spider-Man, I mean, how, like, people were praising it for being different and new.
Yeah.
And people are forgetting that. Did we want another fucking Uncle Ben origin story when Homecoming came out? No. Did we want Spider-Man to, like, immediately go into college and have, like, these money, like, we wanted to see him in high school because we'd never seen that before. Like, he does high school for 10 minutes and then he's out fighting crime. Like, we got to see Spider-Man in a completely new environment that felt fresh and, like, and people are forgetting that.
He's in high school and he's not dunking from the 3-point line.
Yeah.
Like, he's in high school and he's not punching one of his bullies into the teacher.
Yeah, he's like a young dork.
He's just a young dork in school.
Yeah.
With his 2 dorky friends that don't fit in. And little do they know he's the most famous person in the world until this movie.
And one thing that, again, Kevin Feige won't get credit for is, like, that story of him just being, like, a quirky high schooler was getting stale, so they, like, pivoted and changed it. Think about another, like...
Also a quirky high schooler that technically didn't deal with the same issues, that, which is, like, people's issue with it, but it's different, and I liked it. Where he didn't
everybody
deal with the same
liked it. People were just fucking pretending like they...
Yeah.
Or, like, all these naysayers came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Star
Wars is just a constant redirection, a shifting, right? Mm-hmm. Force Awakens is just like everybody hated the prequels. Let's reboot. Let's retool the first movie, right? Everybody hated that. Let's completely fuck everything and rewrite it all. Yeah. And then everybody hated that. And then, like, every single one was a shift. Kevin Feige can shift it just slightly, get it back on course, and not feel... It just feels fine.
He's like a conductor.
It's it's incredible what he's been able to do.
Yeah.
The reason why I wanted to go on a little Kevin Feige binge is because I feel like that guy's underrated, which is crazy.
Which is crazy to say. Because I think that if you bring that up to anybody, they go, yeah, he probably is the greatest. Because there's, like...
I didn't even think about it until I was listening to none other than Ben Affleck on a podcast. Ben Affleck, he was talking about his movie career and everything like that, and things that, and he was talking about Daredevil, right?
Yeah.
And if people who don't know, he was the first Daredevil before the great Netflix like show. Mm-hmm. And he was talking about, he was like, and that motherfucking Kevin Feige was just on set the whole time. Like, he was like, the greatest movie producer of all time. And he was like, by far, it's not even close.
Yeah.
The number, and then he goes, we had the answer right next to us, and we had no idea. He was like, Kevin Feige has this ability to just know what people want to see.
Yeah.
And, like,
especially out of...
Some people can hit, like, sometimes. This guy, he's not batting 1,000. He has a couple misses, but his misses are still better than, like, some of the people's best fucking hits.
Hey, if you give me Thor Dark World before we get all the MCU, I probably don't hate it that much.
Thor Dark World's fucking better than Amazing Spider-Man 2. It's better than all the Fantastic Four movies. Yes. Like, it's better than fucking maybe like 30% of the X-Men movies.
The DC movies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like one of the worst ones, or Incredible Hulk, or Eternals, right? These movies are all still better than like so many like superhero movies.
Yeah.
And that guy, Endgame was already incredible. This is just another way that he impressed me, was this one. With all of the things I've been trying to like bring up. I don't think I can say anything else.
Yeah, the guy is undoubtedly like great. Amazing. The GOAT.
We have about, give or take, 6 or 7 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Little theory action. Little Venom theory. Little Daredevil theory.
Okay.
I got a couple.
All right.
Daredevil. Mm-hmm. And also, spoiler for fucking Hawkeye if you haven't seen Hawkeye yet.
I haven't.
But you already know.
Yeah.
Kingpin's in Hawkeye. I fucking hope that, like, just all Netflix established Daredevil stuff is just canon. Like, they're just going to take whatever has happened. And I'm rewatching Daredevil right now. Pretty good. Pretty compelling.
Hear me out. Daredevil, great, right? Give me Kingpin as a Spider-Man villain.
That's why. That's why they're bringing him.
Give me it.
People want it.
Give me it.
I think they're going to bring him in, right?
Yeah.
Black Suit, I have a feeling. I think they're going to have, like, Spider-Man in the black suit, like, one full movie, no Venom. Just straight up what it's like. Because now they've joked at the fact that Toby has, like, organic webbing.
Yeah.
That's, like, that was one of the biggest reasons why Spider-Man used the black suit, is no more cartridges. Straight organic webbing.
Yeah.
Because it comes from the suit, right? Mm-hmm. And then also, like, the enhanced speed, vision, strength, all of that. But, like, have a full movie where he just gets to, like, enjoy, like, live in that, and then also, like, the hardship of it, like, the anger and whatever. Have maybe a little Craven movie.
Maybe make some dance a little bit more.
I want a little Craven.
I want a little bit dancing from Tom Holland.
You want a little dancing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me some of that.
A little of that.
While we're on the black suit and the Venom, there's symbiote left behind or whatever from Venom.
Venom making it an official Sinister Six movie, even though there's only 5 in it.
Yeah,
the 6th one just got hammered.
Yeah, just got hammered.
That's a good. That's a good joke.
Pretty funny. My theory on it, a lot more boring. I think that it doesn't get touched.
You don't even think they do it?
I think that they just leave it. They're just like, hey, look at this. I think that's all it was. I don't think that they're going to touch it.
Why?
And if they do, it'll be like really long from now. And I don't know if they have Tom Holland that long.
They are already in the works for a trilogy.
That's what I heard.
Another one.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. You know what? I think
they better give that man a trilogy. Give me a trilogy of Spider-Man, dude.
Sure.
Because, I mean, we didn't really go full indefinite, but, I mean, the movie did end just like...
open-ended?
Every person doesn't know him.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't even establish that. Nobody knows him anymore since the brain was wiped, and that includes MJ.
Yeah,
all the Avengers, everybody. He's just by himself.
People do know Spider-Man exists.
They know that Spider-Man exists.
They don't know Peter Parker exists.
They don't know Peter Parker exists. And Peter Parker doesn't have a Guardian anymore. So...
Oh, yeah, there's literally... He has no backup plan.
Yeah.
There's no...
Literally, another one of my favorite lines.
There's no net to catch him.
Rent's due at the end of the month.
Yeah, you like that?
I like that a lot. Mm-hmm. Just like, hey, this guy's got real life struggles now.
Yeah.
He's Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
So I want that trilogy. It's all I want in life.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that'd make me happy. If not, bye-bye. See you later, cruel world.
It's a good way to end it.
Yeah. Hey, if Tom Holland doesn't do another trilogy, I'm going to fucking kill myself.
I will fucking kill myself.
Yeah. Craven, I think, is probably most likely.
I also like that, hey, get rid of MJ. Little black cat. Little black cat action. It's like the Catwoman for Spider-Man.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
What are you talking about? Get rid of MJ, get a little black cat?
Come on, bro.
Why? Because it's...
So, come on, bro, is a Twitch emote.
Yeah.
That's a African-American. And
I don't know it.
Whenever somebody says like something racial,
that's not even racial.
In Twitch, they say "come on, bro." But if they say black at all, like,
if they just say black, the color,
they're like, "Oh, I gotta go kill the Black Knight." People will just spam chat with "come on, bro."
Right.
All
right.
I like that.
Little black cat.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Hey, give me Gwen Stacy. Fuck it, I don't care. Give me a new Gwen Stacy.
No, I don't need Gwen Stacy.
Give me Gwen Stacy.
No, we've already got a good Gwen Stacy.
Sexy fucking Gwen Stacy. Like a bad little Gwen Stacy.
Yeah, all right.
A bad girl.
All right, chill out, man.
One just like fucking nice. perky titties.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
That'd be nice. That's what I want.
Yeah, a little Scorpion.
Give me
Scorpion's already in it.
Yeah. Give me a better actor though.
He's a good actor.
That guy sucks.
He's good.
Give me Rhino, dude. Give me fucking
Rhino would be good.
Paul
Giamatti.
Yeah.
A little Paul Giamatti action.
Yeah, give me him as Rhino. Fucking, I want him screaming.
Oh, I forgot to mention this. I didn't say this to you. I said this to Elizabeth. One thing that this movie just like accomplishes, on top of everything else it accomplishes, if you look at all superheroes across the board, DC, Marvel, whatever, there are two superheroes that have the greatest rogue gallery: Batman and Spider-Man. They have the two greatest villains, without question.
Probably, yeah.
This movie...
And to build off that, the reason why is that it's such a large variety.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the other superheroes, they get fucked over because a lot of their villains are just like reverse them.
Sure.
Like Flash, literally reverse Flash.
Superman is like... Zod is reverse him.
Yeah. It's always people that are just like them. But like, I mean, outside of Venom and Carnage, like, there's not really a reverse Spider-Man.
Sure.
There's just like these
Batman's reverse bet is like what Joker is the reverse, but not really.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's why he stands above all. Is that like there isn't? It's just such a large variety of different shit that they're fighting. Constantly.
And I mean, they're the most popular, so they just get the best fighting
for sure.
But anyways, so when you started the MCU Spider-Man, we got a Vulture representation. Why? Because we'd never done Vulture.
Yeah. Got
Mysterio. Why? Never done Mysterio.
Mysterio makes sense because Mysterio, really well known, good one.
Sure.
Vulture, when you go into it, you're just
made no sense.
You're like, what the? He's just going. He's going to be like Logan or Jake Paul. He's just going to beat the shit out of senior citizens.
I guess
that's what he's doing now. He's beating the shit out of senior citizens.
I was like, man, it's gonna suck that we're never gonna like. They can't redo. They can't redo like Doc Ock. They can't.
Yeah. They
can't redo Green Goblin. We've seen that happen in Amazing Spider-Man. It fucking sucked. They can't do that. Yeah. Why would they bring back Sam? Why would they? So they were like, you're right. We're not gonna redo it. We're just gonna bring him the fuck back. And then now they're like, now we have literally like all of the villains that you wanted to like be in these Spider-Man movies. They're in it.
Yeah.
And now, like, we can forget about them and do, like, it leaves us the options open for so many more.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do Venom if you want. I don't know if they will. You can.
Yeah.
You can do Kraven. You can do the Rhino. I'm trying to think if there's, what else?
Thanos.
You can do fucking Kingpin.
Kingpin would be good.
Kingpin would be great.
Kingpin would be a one where that one I think has to be, like, second movie, third movie, where we reestablish the life of this Tom Holland. And then just like...
Hawkeye is going to fucking bring Kingpin like up to speed with like... You'll have development on him.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Is there anything else? I guess there's no time code because it's all spoilers. We can just say...
Yeah.
I mean, we gave a hit. We don't even need to put anything. I'll just put in the description. We only talk about Spider-Man. We don't have any time for anything else.
This is Spider-Man.
Well, we have made it officially to an hour on here, and I started the timer late.
Okay.
So, is there anything else you want to close out on?
We made an hour-long video on just Spider-Man.
I knew it was going to be.
Great fucking movie.
Yeah. I mean, it's more of a... The movie is great, but it's more of an appreciation of, like...
Yes.
My second favorite superhero of all time. I mean, and if it wasn't for, like, my love for Captain America, like, it's clearly...
It's probably become my favorite.
Spider-Man?
Because, like... It was Wolverine as a kid, and I think that it's drifted away from that.
Hey, you got Logan.
Yeah.
You got, like, maybe the greatest superhero movie. Like, it's, like, up there.
Yeah, but, like, I don't know. They haven't resonated with me as much because they're not MCU.
Sure.
And I just love MCU so much.
Hey, wait a little bit. Guess what? They'll fucking do it all. They're going to do it all.
That's what I want.
I don't know how they're going to do the X-Men, but... it's coming, and they don't even need to do it.
Yeah,
they can wait. Probably
a good fantastic. Hey, just know this: a good Fantastic Four movie, we're probably going to get it.
How funny is nobody's excited for it? Nobody even gives a fuck.
Because it's been so ruined.
They don't even know.
Yeah, they don't.
They don't know how good Reed Richards is.
Hey, if you don't know, don't talk,
They don't know how good Galactus is. They don't know how good Silver Surfer is.
Yeah.
They have no idea.
Reed Richards, just like smartest man in the world.
Okay, that's it. Cut it.
Cut this shit.
I knew we'd get through it like the whole